According to the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account, we're going to get a lot of DLC or updates all for free. As I was writing this script, they said we would be getting a holiday cheer skin thing on December 21st, so that's cool, I guess. Also in the background, it kind of looks like there's snow, unless it's on Chaos Island, which is a lot more likely. The first update from the actual updates is allegedly, I say allegedly because the fine print says the content and names the content, and any of these updates is subject to change without notice, is going to contain a jukebox, so probably something to do with listening to the music in the game, a photo mode, which is more than likely just going to be an in-game way to take screenshots, and new challenge modes. The new challenge modes has a picture of the Titan boss fights, so I'm really hoping this means they're adding a boss rush mode. The second update will consist of Sonic's birthday, whatever that means, and open zone challenges. It looks like that will have something to do with how fast you can beat it, judging by the numbers all over the picture. Also, there's supposed to be new Coco in this second update as well. Not sure if that means it'll be another one like the Hermit and Elder Coco that lets you upgrade stats or variants of the little Coco that you find throughout the islands, or do what I did and fish enough to just buy all of them. I know all of that is great, but one of the most hyped things here is going to come in the last update, which is showing the words playable characters. I don't know if this means Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Sage are all going to be playable or not, but either way, modern characters besides Classic Sonic, Werehog Sonic, and OC Sonic haven't been playable in a modern 3D Sonic game since what, Sonic 06? Almost as long as I've been on Earth. Not that I haven't been on Earth before then, I'm not an alien. Unfortunately, I believe they might only be playable in cyberspace because they still have their cyberspace aesthetic. I really hope I'm wrong though. The other extremely notable thing on this last update for 2023 is the new story for all the playable characters, which is huge, especially if they're going to bring Ian Flynn back to write it. I haven't felt anything from really any of the Sonic stories in the games beyond just like gameplay prior to the story beats until I played Sonic Frontiers. I have played Sonic Adventure DX, and I do admit Gamma story did make me feel a little something, but it didn't hit the same as Frontiers because that wasn't really built up from the get-go until the end of the story like in Frontiers. I know this might sound weird to bring up, but ever since the Sonic movies have been like the most successful video game movie franchise of all time, more and more people have been introduced to Sonic through that medium. So naturally people will become interested in the Blue Blur's games due to the movies, which didn't really hit me until recently when, to my surprise, a bunch of my younger cousins asked me if they could play Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces, and yes, I told them it was a natively received Sonic game and they only liked the avatar creation of it. And when I bought it for my little brother, Sonic Frontiers, public interest in Sonic is higher than it has ever been in recent memory, but my cousins believe the movie canon is part of the games, which I'm not sure is true or not. From what I could tell from the first movie, it diverged very far away from the lore of the games. Haven't seen the second movie yet, but I do know Knuckles isn't the only echidna that shows up, so it definitely diverges from the Knuckles is the only living echidna role set in the adventure games. Besides that, a lot more younger people are being introduced to the Blue Blur through the movies rather than the games, and they finally have a decent game to show for it after over a decade of mediocre and bad games, which is something I never expected to share a common interest with my cousins or my brother that happened to coincide with Sonic. And hopefully the trend of actually decent games only continues upward from here. We'll receive at least one or two more good games, because if it follows what happened after Sonic Unleashed, we still have at least two more games in this formula until they try something off the rail. Get it, rails? Sorry, bad joke. I haven't been this excited to be a Sonic fan in years, and I'm really hoping it'll stay that way into the future. Here's to hoping the next one will top my favorite one, Sonic Generations, or that this DLC will somehow top it. Frontiers is my second favorite Sonic game for very different reasons than Generations. Also, one more thing, since I'm not going to be able to upload this the day the news comes out, there's another bit of info I want to cover from Ian Flynn about Frontiers. So, Sage, the new character, has that name beyond just what's in the game. She's an AI, so obviously she knows a lot based on observations and can make predictions, which is definitely present in the games and relevant to the story too. But beyond that, she's both an anagram of Sega and may or may not be named after the Sonic hacking contest that's actually called Sage. Not Sage in the game, the hacking contest is is called Sage. At least allegedly that's why Sage is named the way she is. Also, Morio Kishimoto, the director of Sonic Frontiers and apparently Forces, explained why the final boss was the way it is in the Japanese Sonic channel on a live stream. Without getting into specifics, I'm just going to say that he said they were rushed near the end of the development cycle, but it was the best version of the boss they could provide within the rush time. If you're experiencing problems starting Frontiers on Steam because of the update, disable your mods and it will probably work. Say this because people keep complaining on the forums there. Anyways, that's all I had to say. Subscribe if you're new, like or dislike the video if you want to, and comment if you feel like it. Bye.